Good afternoon and welcome to the October 21st meeting of the Richmond Redevelopment Commission. Please call the roll.
Michael Bloom, Jenny Lahman,
Here.
Gary Turner,
Here.
Kathy Lucid, Allison Zeidel,
Here.
Nicole Stoltz. A quorum is present.
Okay, so we received the minutes from our previous meeting. Any questions, comments, corrections?
No.
Hearing none, I'd accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
So moved. Oh, sorry, second.
It's double, double motion and second.
Double moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
We also have the memorandum of the executive session, which we also need to take action on as well.
Can I have a motion to approve that?
I will make a motion to accept.
So seconded.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Financials.
Yes. So for month ending September 30th in allocation area 1, we currently have $2,725,485.21 available for new projects. We did make the adjustments on the financial page that were requested so that all of our projects that have been closed have been removed from the listing.
Good.
For the certified tech park, there are no changes to that, as we are still awaiting final determination as to how we can move forward with those funds. For Johns Manville, we added the new approved resolutions on there, so you'll see our project list has increased with those new resolutions that were approved at the last meeting for new projects. So we currently have $1,143,544.55 available for new projects in the Johns Manville allocation area. And with the Heartland Fund, we do not have any activity on that at this time. And so our total in that fund is the $44,157.24. And then the Midwest Industrial Park Bond Fund, that is the payment that is transferred from allocation area 1 over, and that next transfer will come on December 31st to cover that bond payment.
Are there any questions for Beth?
No, I'll make a motion to approve them.
I'll second that.
It's awkward with these three.
And I know, you should just assign it.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under old business, we have Resolution 15, which we are going to continue to treat as tabled at this time. So we're ready for Resolution 16.
Yes, we have amended Resolution 16, 2025, and we have Sarah Mitchell from the Economic Development Corporation here to speak to us about this request.
Good afternoon.
Good
Aye.
afternoon.
So I am here to speak about the STAR Neighborhood Revitalization Initiative. And this initiative is a transformative effort to restore Richmond's STAR Historic District, which has recently been a part of the Indiana Landmarks 10 Most Endangered list over the years. And as a part of this initiative, we will establish a land bank, which we have been working with Intend Indiana and the Renew Land Bank out of Indianapolis. And we have a $200,000 contract through the EDC that we have a 5-year agreement with them that we've been working through. But to start the land bank, we will need additional funding for that. And as a part of the land bank effort, we will stand it up and rehabilitate up to 20 historic homes within the STAR neighborhood. And this will help with stabilizing property values and improving the overall quality of life, creating a safer and more vibrant community there. The land bank will also strategically acquire, hold, and maintain these properties. As a part of our contract with Intend in the renewed land bank, they're providing over 2,000 hours of administrative support, stakeholder engagement, and local developer recruitment and policy development. An important part of the land bank is that they will hold the properties and create a plan for redevelopment and then hold the end developer to those standards. We have been awarded a grant from IEDC's READY LEI Blight Funding in the amount of $976,000 that will be a part of this initiative. And the strategy will overall increase neighborhoods' home ownership rates, encourage further investment from surrounding properties as well. And so beyond the immediate revitalization efforts, this project needs to establish a long-term framework for Richmond to manage distressed properties and promote responsible development. This initiative will also serve as a model for future neighborhood revitalization efforts, ensuring that communities throughout Richmond and Wayne County, can benefit from the strategic planning and investment. And that will be a part of the interurban proposal that we have submitted for this project. And this initiative needs assistance to become a plan for the Star neighborhood and future neighborhood stabilization and other distressed neighborhoods. This effort will be more successful through strategic and sustainable approach and not simply a one-time project if we are able to secure the LEI funding, and we have. So the EDC of Wayne County would like to engage an experienced team at Interurban, a division of the Sagamore Institute, to help guide us through the planning process to create a sustainable development project and provide the technical assistance needed. So as a part of our request, we are requesting funding for a shortfall that we will have for the acquisition and maintenance funding gap and part of acquiring these strategic properties and holding them, in addition to Interurban's proposal for the strategic planning for the neighborhood redevelopment, attorney and title fees that will be associated with the land transfers, and then the land bank's first-year contribution, as most of the pilot work will be all in the Star District. So I will be happy to answer any questions that you have, and I've also got Valerie here with me to help answer any questions you might have.
Well, for the record, we're being asked to approve a $369,000 contribution to the project. And does anyone have questions for Sarah?
I do, Sarah. If I'm hearing you right, the idea is that we're all sharing in on this expense. Redevelopment Commission isn't being asked for a specific piece of it. It's the combined funding of Ready and us and private, and that's how, and it's being divided that way. So it's not we're taking care of the blight or restoration or this.
Correct.
It's all
So
just a piece of puzzle.
overall, the overall project budget is $5.2 million that was submitted as a part of our READY application. The READY LEI grant funding will cover $976,000 of it. That will be for acquisition and maintenance. Again, we have a shortfall for that, so we are anticipating that the Redevelopment Commission would cover part of that shortfall. In addition, the interurban proposal, the attorney and title fees that may be associated, as well as that first-year contribution for the land bank. And then the city of Richmond in future years will have the $60,000 come out of their general fund budget. But because this first year is focused on STAR, we feel as though redevelopment would be the best use of the funding for it.
Okay, so we are a little more focused then.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood the difference between what you said and what I saw on the paper. So
Any other questions?
So we have contributed the $200,000 as the initial contract for Interurban through the EDC, as well as the local matches, our blight elimination program that we are currently working on. The city is participating in that. The city has 27 projects that will be demolished by year end, hopefully. And then in addition, throughout the county, there are another 14 to 17 properties that will be demolished. Some of those already have been.
I'm going to ask a question. I don't know who thinks, I don't know. Since this is a historic district, how are historic commissions or anybody else involved in this whole redevelopment?
Yeah, so we are working through those details, and that's where Interurban and the land bank will help us through that process.
Okay.
But yes, we do plan to engage everyone as much as we can.
Okay.
Have you identified prospective developers as yet?
We have. We also will put an open process as a part of that, but again, this will be all through the process of the planning through interurban and Intend Land Bank.
I was going to ask, will we be bidding these things out, or?
That will be a part of the process. I imagine that it will be an RFP process where developers could put in proposals for certain properties, but
Okay.
again, we will follow their strategy.
Okay.
And what's the timeline on the whole project?
By the end of 2028.
2028, okay. You may have said that and I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't cover the timeline.
Okay,
It's in the
thank you.
application,
Yeah.
but I did not cover it.
I like to,
And you'll note that we're contributing $245,000 from our 2025 funds and $124,000 from our 26 funds.
yeah, I saw that separation.
So the end product for this is to rehab these historic homes. And then currently, many of those are rentals or they're just in dilapidated conditions, I'm thinking, or maybe non-inhabitable or barely. So is the initiative to have those become family homes, or, and what kind of a strategy is put in place that they remain family residences?
So that was a part of our application to LEI as part of the READY application, that these homes would, as much as we can, turn those back into single-family occupancy for owner-occupant in use. There are a couple, I have been through the interim report, so I am on that side of the fence too, Allison, where some of these that we are considering were originally doubles. So they were identified in the interim report as double homes. So we are looking through, again, identifying these strategic properties, and some of them will be, maybe one side is single ownership and they have a tenant on the other side of the double. There are some that are split through property lines. So again, we're working through a lot of that and identifying these properties.
Is the general, I'm not familiar with interurban, but is the general approach that you are clumping, or you are trying to restore throughout so that it kind of grows? Or is it clumping so that one neighborhood at a time gets super stabilized? Do you know?
So as a part of this project, that is something that we're looking at as we're talking with the acquisition stakeholders, is if we can find properties that are near one another. Yes, that is a part of it.
Okay.
And will there be a timeline, say, one has been rehabbed, it's a family residence, and, gorgeous, everything hits all the marks, all the check marks. Is there a timeline then that they need to stay in that home to not,
That will be a part of the
Yeah,
strategic
is what it is?
outline. But typically, those are 5 or 15 years requirements, and those are based on many variables. But interurban and Intend would help us identify which is the best timeline for this long-term strategy.
okay.
Any other questions? We need to put this on a public hearing, I presume? We don't. Okay, great. So what's the pleasure of the commission?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 16, 2025. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you so much.
We are now ready to consider our next resolution, number 17.
Yes, and we have Park Superintendent Denise Retz here to speak to us about the request in Resolution 17, 2025.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you see it all right? Okay.
Can see that.
Awesome. Thank you for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to present to you. Our goal at Richmond Parks and Recreation is to build places that bring us together. And we really love that we are the heart of the community. Families gather, memories are made, and Richmond's story continues to grow. Parks are home to 99 organizations using our parks for events every year, and we had over 645 events in the park system for families in 2024. And so you can see that parks are the heart of our community, as are the people. So today, I'm here to discuss an exciting time for Richmond Parks and Recreation. In 2016, I came into an outdated master plan from the late 90s. There wasn't any funding or resources, as you know, to make a master plan happen. But since then, we have made a lot of headway, and a lot of that was due to the support of the Redevelopment Commission. And as you know, we've been able to do our park comprehensive master plan. It's 254 pages of wonderful. And the Redevelopment Commission helped support the Whitewater Gorge Activation Plan, which is amazing. And the Redevelopment Commission also helped support the Richmond Farmers Market Strategic Plan. And there's been a huge focus from these plans, especially the comprehensive plan from the city, and the comprehensive plan from our master plan, on a regional flagship parks and really identifying those parks. And of course, our regional park and flagship park is Glen Miller. And so we want to dedicate some time and some energy to Glen Miller in a form of an improvement plan. And this improvement plan for the community, just to kind of highlight, an improvement plan is a very targeted plan, improve some park accessibility, some maintenance, gain community feedback, and a little bit short-term. Whereas a master plan, which we've done in 2020, is more of a long-term vision and system-wide approach. A strategic plan, which we did for the farmers market, is kind of focused on more of an overall mission and goals and priorities. So that is kind of why we do the plans that we do and highlight that. And just to kind of highlight Glen Miller and some of the facts, as you know, it was purchased in 1885 from John Ford Miller, officially opened in June 6th of 1885. In 1890, a zoo opened, which I hear about all the time.
It was terrible.
And so, some people absolutely
Terrible zoo.
love the fact that we had a zoo, but honestly, it was named the 10 worst zoos, and it closed in 1986. So 199 acres. It's a regional and flagship park, home to the Madonna, which is one of 12 nationwide, and home to the Rose Garden, known for the fresh springs and our annual fireworks. So again, great flagship park that we have. Unfortunately, we have some needs in Glen Miller and some also loves, but I'm just going to go through some needs and highlight those a little bit. We do have some capital facility repairs that we need to address. We have some roofs that are in need, like the administration building. We have some capital facility repairs, like some ADA needs, and also some roofs. We also have some needs for restoration at the Charles House. I'm sure if you've been to the Charles House, you see the restoration needs there by the Rose Garden. We also are in need of a pond dredging. I'm sure everyone is aware of that and know the benefits of pond dredging. We also, I'm sure, if you're aware or visited the playground, this was put in through a bond in 1999. So it's almost 26 years old. It's showing deterioration and in need of some help there. So it's about time. We've got some areas coming undone, and we're constantly fixing those day in and day out. We've been looking at new playground strategies and creating new destination playgrounds and opportunities for that, as well as a new splash pad, as a splash pad is just the same age. And there are new ideas and opportunities, as well as restrictions for splash pads these days. E.G. Hill Fountain, we have been working on a plan to restore the fountain through the HELP initiative, and so we're working through that and working on a capital campaign for that, but that isn't the only thing that is needed for the E.G. Hill Fountain site. Obviously, there's new needs that are upcoming, like the walkways and some other things in the fountain area and the E.G. Hill area as well. We are also in need of some modernized signage that was called out in our comprehensive master plan as well, and some historical needs. So as you can see, this was the old entrance sign for Glen Miller, and a lot of the community has called out to bring historical significance back to Glen Miller.
When did that go away?
I'm not sure exactly what date that went away,
I don't ever remember it. Do you?
but
Do you remember it?
it is definitely an icon that people remember. You can see some of our trash cans have seen better days, and some of our picnic tables. This does not help with our trash issue. Obviously, some of our trash cans get hit from cars. They also do not help with our trash issues when the critters get in there and get the trash out, and then it blows, and so that causes more work for our team. And then obviously we have a lot of community ideas for what should be here at the band shell, so we want to hear those as well. We need to engage our community in how they envision their flagship park and our regional park here. And we want to make it a destination and continue to make it the heart of our community for generations to come. Our redevelopment request, we're coming to you, is for $40,000 to engage a qualified consultant to prepare a Glen Miller Park improvement plan. This will serve as our guiding document, a community-driven plan, data-driven plan, and project and funding-driven. So we'll be able to have funding opportunities and strategies going forward for Glen Miller, just like we've done for the Gorge Activation Plan. Exciting things are happening at Glen Miller and for Richmond Parks and Recreation, so we can do this together. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and thank you for your consideration.
Any questions?
I have a quick question, but we probably don't ask this enough. Maybe we should ask it more often. But in terms, we approve a lot of plans. And in terms of tracking what is being done toward the plan, I'm not sure we ever ask that enough. I have seen EDC's strategic plan and their database, how they track things. I'm wondering if the Parks has a system for how you track all of because you have a lot of plans right now. So how do you track those? What's the system? And is it open to the public? I don't know.
So I think that might be a level, a couple different levels. So we, to track it and give you information, we come back here and we provide data to you for that support level. So we've done presentations for the Redevelopment Commission and also presentations in the public to tell what's kind of happening with our plans. In terms of funding resources, we apply for a lot of grants and funding because of the plan. So that helps us to be able to be eligible for those. In terms of what we're able to do as a guiding source, we check the boxes as soon as those things are finished. And then, as you know, this is a 2020 plan for our comp plan. So we'll be looking at doing a refresh and then kind of seeing what we've done and then what we still need to do going forward, probably in the next couple years. So in tracking exactly, we kind of do that as an in-house opportunity and as the funding is there to be able to do those things. And then we just kind of say, okay, this is kind of the work plan and this is how we're getting the things done depending on how the money is available. But yeah, that's usually how that goes. But to give the information to the Redevelopment Commission, even in this plan, is another opportunity to come speak to you to tell you exactly what's happening from the consultants.
I think I would love for us as a community to get better at ensuring that the public can see checklists. This is the plan we gave you. Here's what worked. Here's what we're doing. We decided this thing doesn't work.
Right.
We got rid of it. That kind of transparency, I mean, I'm thinking of this for Environmental Commission too. That kind of transparency is hard to do, but I think really important to hold us all accountable. Not suggesting that it would weigh on my decision of this, but I think that that's something we need to probably be
Right. And
cognizant about.
I absolutely agree. And, we hope to have a bond for a lot of those projects that are in there that we haven't been able to do yet, which will also help us continue to check off that list.
Are you still paying on a bond? So you're eligible for another 2-year bond?
Yes, sir. Well, it wouldn't necessarily be a 2-year.
For some reason, that sticks in my mind as what we did back when I was on the park.
We did a 10-year back in '99. There was a 10-year, and then after that, there was a 5-year.
Okay.
And that was 2019. There was a 5-year.
Then it's the 5-year that I'm thinking of.
And that was a small bond at 719.
Yeah.
719,000.
Yeah.
And to follow up on Allison's comment, there is work in the progress now for a new website for the city of Richmond that would have a dashboard function for different plans and different projects.
Oh, that would be lovely.
So that is something, as we're looking at putting together the scope and do those requests for proposals, that is something that is part of that.
Okay.
That would be great.
Yeah, I mean, we're spending a lot of tax dollar money, and it would be really nice to be able to see, this is the plan we paid for, and here's the check marks that, a lot of plans end up on the shelf, and I think we owe it to the public to make sure that they can see progress on those.
I will say that richmondrising.com has all of our plans in it. We put that out there. We put them on the website. We utilize these plans all the time.
Yeah. And the other thing that I think the Parks does a great job with too is leveraging the dollars with making sure that these plans are in place so that when those funding opportunities do become available, then we are ready to take advantage of those and then also leverage the funding that we have as match.
Yeah, and I understand that a lot of grants won't let you even apply if you don't have some of these plans in place, so I get that.
So are there any other sources of funding that you'll be using for this?
They're not for the actual plan. However, if we have this plan in place, there are a number of sources that we can go to, including the Outdoor Legacy Partnership Program, which is $5 million, matching 1-to-1.
Great. Any other questions?
Nope.
It's the pleasure of the commission.
You want to go first?
I would make a motion to approve the application for funds for this project.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 17, 2025. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That takes us to 18.
Resolution 18, 2025 is a request for public safety funding in the amount of $500,000 from Allocation Area 1. This would be $250,000 in 2025 and $250,000 in 2026. This is a line item that we have had in our budget for the last 2 years that we have not utilized. This was something that the legislation allowed redevelopment commissions to provide funding for operations for public safety within their community if it was needed. We have not accessed this funding previously because there wasn't a need for it. With Senate Bill 1 coming into play and with the reductions that we're seeing in the general fund, as well as our tax collections are trending to a lesser collection amount. We saw record collection during COVID and after COVID because all of the federal funding was flowing. Now that funding is no longer available, businesses are sometimes struggling to keep up with their tax payments, and sometimes those are delayed, which are decreasing the funding that the city receives. So we are at a point where we are asking for a one-time request to assist with operations in public safety via this $500,000 that would be utilized. The 2025 funds would be utilized in 2026, and the funding from the 26 allocation bucket would be utilized in 2027. This gives the administration an opportunity to really look at how we streamline our operations, how we ensure that we're right-sizing, providing to the community the essential services that they need and the funding that they need, and ensuring that we can understand how we can best fund those essential services. So this is a stopgap for us based on a convergence of a lot of different situations that find us in need for a little extra boost in public safety.
Have you actually identified where those dollars will go?
They will be going into police and fire operations.
Just operations?
More than likely, they will be supplementing salaries and wages.
Okay.
And in 2 years, do we have confidence that that $500,000, when it disappears?
Yes, we've been very clear in conversations as we're working through the budget that this is a one-time source. This is not something that would be, while it's eligible for operations, not something that we would want to continue because it's not sustainable. It's not something that's guaranteed. It's not something that would always be there. The intention when we approved this was that it would assist with capital items, and because those are one-time expenses. But due to the financial circumstances that we find ourselves in based on a variety of different circumstances, we need to request this funding for operations for this 2-year period. I do not anticipate that there will be a request coming to you for operations in the future. It's not in our long-term, we have a 5-year plan that we've put together, and this funding is not a part of that 5-year plan.
Good to hear.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So the total request is for 500,000, but that's not 500,000 this year and next year. It's just a 500, one.
Correct. It would be, we would fund $250,000 from our 2025 funds and $250,000 from our 2026 funds.
And you said that's just coming from our normal,
Allocation
Our
area number
allocation one.
Yes.
okay.
So is this different from the, excuse me, I don't know what the real term is for this, but we were going to be asked for any of the fire and safety that was in a TIF district, that we
This
would
is-
offset that cost. Is
That-
this a different request?
This is different than that. That was something that they were looking at that particular budget year. The administration had asked if that was something we would be willing to consider. And they were looking at as something potentially ongoing. And as we had more discussions about that, we indicated that we were not comfortable with being an ongoing source of funding. So we weren't comfortable with moving forward and setting that precedent, but that if there were one-time requests, that would be something that we would consider.
Other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the funding of $500,000 over 2 years.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 18, 2025. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And that takes us to the end of our agenda.
Right.
With no further business, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need to sign?